Welcome to No Contest, Stab and Red Bull series following the 2019 World Tour. We're here on the Gold Coast. We're gonna go for a surf with Mick Fanning on some of his new soft top prototypes. We're gonna get a tour of Snapper Rocks from one of the area's finest, a guy known formerly as Bear.
Oh, he's got no hope of getting one behind the rock. He hasn't even seen it good behind the rock.
We're gonna go behind the scenes with Josh Kerr at his first stop on the 2019 Red Bull Airborne series.
Looks pretty fun.
And we're gonna go test some boards with the JS team and go see a guy named Snowy about some fresh fish.
I get excited by fresh fish.
How good's Snowy?
Yeah. Have you known that guy for a long time?
I've known him for a few years, yeah.
This is No Contest 2019. Too easy.
The Gold Coast is located on the southern border of Queensland and New South Wales, about 70 kilometers from Brisbane the way the crow flies, between the Sunshine Coast and Byron Bay.
I lived with Mick, but caddied for Kersey, so gets a little weird there.
Bear? Yeah. John Cummings?
Me and Kersey would kind of make the most of the first couple of rounds and have fun and just surf, and then you could always count on Mick winning the contest and have a party with Mick.
Yeah, he knows that I probably wasn't going to go win the comp. Mick would do that, and we'd just go enjoy his winnings after and get him to shout the bar.
Kind of got the best of both worlds.
My brother actually gave him the nickname Bear because he was just like this little fluff ball.
Told my mum and dad, it's like, oh, I've got a nickname, Bear. They're like, oh, don't be devoted if it doesn't ever stick. You know, I was like, no, I think it will. Now no one even knows who John is, so.
He's just a big cuddly teddy bear until you poke him too much, then he snaps. Imagine like a big brown bear chasing you through the woods. Be like that.
He was the kind of guy that you could rely on, which wasn't very many of those guys around Coolangatta at that stage.
Yeah, he would always be on the skis and stuff, shelling us around.
Oh, you have a floppy wet cat. And it's stretched. Living on the Gold Coast, living at Snapper is like the one stupid but crazy but kind of works thing is like the time difference.
Snapper Rocks sits smack on the border of northern New South Wales and southern Queensland. While Queensland doesn't observe daylight savings time, New South Wales does. So Snapper Rocks and Debah, though just a stone's throw away from each other, sit on different time zones.
New South Wales, which is essentially from the top of Debah, like south, is New South Wales. So you go surf New South Wales, Debah at 9 o'clock. See, I get confused right now. Anyone says the Gold Coast, you think of the Superbank. You think of like Snapper through to Kirra. You think of a barreling right-hander.
The most coveted and exclusive wave on the Gold Coast breaks on a slab of sand just in front of Snapper Rocks, lovingly referred to as Behind the Rock. While much of the Superbank is pedestrian-friendly, Behind the Rock is anything but. We're talking a full-throttle, backwashing bucking bronco and one of the most technical takeoffs on the planet.
We try to hold Behind the Rock pretty tight, like for our group of friends, and that's the one place we've kind of held from the zoo.
The only way to really get a good wave behind the rock at Snapper if you're not a part of like the boys is just...
You don't.
Don't look. Just go. But not in front of me.
Wade Carmichael doesn't get waves here.
Jump in at Froggies and just hope when you first get around there that one comes straight away and just yell as loud as you can. And maybe you'll fool people.
Yeah, if you're not from here, you're basically just hoping one of us doesn't want it.
You might get one. And never again. We're all on top of each other, and you know, Joel's getting 3 waves to everyone's 1. Mick's getting 2 to everyone's 1.
We're pretty greedy though. We're pretty bad.
Then it's kind of a shit fight between the rest of us. You know who's been there since day dot. Like, most of us guys are all born and bred, so you know the guys that have just been here the last few years but start thinking they can get the waves behind the rock, and you know you can still go on them.
We try and hold on to that for dear life. Right now, with the way that Snapper is, it's basically like a shipping terminal.
From February until May, cyclone swells light up the points with swell, but quickly erode the Superbank's precious sandbars, leaving a gutter where the takeoff zone once was. Less than a month before the Quicksilver Pro, Cyclone Oma blasted the Gold Coast with the biggest swell of the year and left a massive hole behind the rock.
You look down and you can barely see the bottom, and that's where you're meant to be sitting. Like most days, that's where you're meant to be standing, running around. That's the thing when you're kind of trying to dictate where the sand's meant to go. Mother Nature's going to take over sometimes, and that's 20 feet deep, like where you're meant to be taking off. And for it to be that deep, it's got to take a long time for it to come back. I personally don't see it happening.
D-bar or snapper as far as like every day, just sort of like going to go for a surf?
Yeah, look, I probably surf D-bar more often.
D-bar's such a world-class beach, and I was so excited to see an event actually run there.
For the first time since 2006, the Quicksilver Pro was moved from Snapper Rocks around the corner to Duranbah, a super consistent beach break which locals refer to as D-bar.
D-bar's an insane wave. I mean, it's good 300 days a year.
Snapper when it's on, D-bar when it's on.
I'm a Brazilian and I love beach breaks.
All right, let's just go with D-bar.
When the banks are good, it's like A-frame peaks along the beach, and
There's just people bloody spinning, ripping every second wave. It's sick.
Water Patrol here at this event, the easiest thing is driving the guys back around. Like that's the one job you want to get put on, because as soon as you get put on water for safety down the end and you're like that guy telling people not to come up the point, your world just gets ended. People just heckle you all day, just try to get that little bit further. It's like essentially you're a bouncer, and like I guess that's how, like, I guess they like when you're drunk, you don't realise how annoying you are, but these people aren't even drunk and they're just heckling, trying to get that little bit further up the point.
So what exactly is a bogan? According to Urban Dictionary, they're a fascinating beast also known as a feral. And not unlike the American hick or redneck, the bogan sees themselves as the quintessential Australian.
Australian bogan is
Kind of like a redneck.
It sounds like full redneck, like something I'd say because I'm from Florida.
The guy, he's wearing a bintang singlet.
Thongs and singlet.
just swearing, foul mouth,
Talks dirty.
mullet.
Yeah, I'd see a mullet. Sorry, I don't know what is bogan.
Mikey Wright does a pretty good job.
Oh, Mikey Wright.
Loves going off the beaten track and rocking a mullet.
Fucking ready for the beach.
I don't care about your mullets. I don't care how many tins you drink. If you're walking around in the middle of the day drinking warm flavoured milk, you're a bogan.
With Snapper Rocks off the table, Red Bull Airborne is about to run at Duranbah.
Looks pretty fun. We're at D-Bar, we're not at Snapper, and it's not grovelly Snapper that we could have been grinding out through throwing fin ditch reverses and shit all day long. It's going to be pretty hard to get anything above a 7, 6 and 7 today because there is chances for some pretty big airs on these lefts, I reckon. And if you do a cool grab, you'll get more points. If you backpedal anyone, you can't go to the after party.
That was a lot of paddling. Yeah, I have a lot of energy, so I'm psyched about it.
All right, Hazza, who we got in the final here?
Idlo Fiera, Filipich de Lados, Iago Dora from Florianopolis, Reef Hazelwood from the sunny coast, Nichi Parko from behind the rock at Snapper. But no, it's unreal. It's really good for the old guys like myself to just kind of get involved in the competitive scene, and it's kind of pushing everyone to do big punts, mate.
Jersey, which air was better?
The two airs were completely different. The landings were almost similar in a way, like it wasn't like a big explosion landing, but I was pretty down with Reef's air. Winner gets bragging rights and 20 grand and a sick electric guitar.
Oh, there he is.
We just wanted to get your neighbors out front.
How nice is the crew that hang out here in the mornings. Good bunch of lads.
Kersey didn't grow up in Cooley. He grew up in Tweed Heads. And this time of year during the contest, it seems like you have to get out of town if you're going to go find a wave by yourself. Otherwise, you're fighting 1,000 people at the point. And the contest is at Duranbah again. So we got to get out of town.
Yum yum yellow, just like Mick got munched with.
So, where are we going? What are we doing?
Going the reef to get chips.
What are you getting me into?
Up and down the coast, there's just so many different waves that you can just put a lot of time in the water here.
It's like I've seen the most beautiful thing. It's like I've seen the most beautiful thing in the world. I just need somebody to love. And I just need somebody that looks like you. It's like I've seen the most beautiful thing. It's like I've seen the most beautiful thing.
Morning, Mark. How are you?
So we're gonna go surf some onshore slop, or are we heading to Cabba?
I might just have a look and see what the other side's doing. There might be little waves just over there. Look at that. Look how dreamy that is.
I've seen the most beautiful thing. It's like I've seen the most beautiful thing in the world. I just need somebody to love. I just need somebody that looks like you. It's like I've seen the most beautiful thing. It's like I've seen the most beautiful thing in the world. I just need somebody to love. I just need somebody as wild as you.
There's a pretty good bet of when I'm in town you're going to see me at Sushi Train or Raw Energy. They're the two places that I end up at the most.
That's a tough question because I'm been eating every single day.
Favorite dinner spot?
Only restaurant I've eaten at so far, McDonald's.
We'll probably be right there. I've forgotten the name.
McDonald's. Erosion.
D-Bar Cafe. D-Bar Cafe is my favorite.
The surf clubs are a great place to finish a day and celebrate the lifestyle.
Going to Bambi. Hello, mate. How are ya? What's going on?
Australia can lay claim to more world-class surfboard builders than any other country on the planet. For high-performance equipment, the Gold Coast is ground zero.
I think we'll do this make this a little annual event where we, first event of the year, and everyone gets here a few days early and come down here and have a little R&D day.
Every pro is almost like a 3-week R&D for us.
Yep.
Kind of lucky to start the year with the factory just down the road. So,
it's the most important time. It's the start of the year, and it sets us up for the rest of the year.
I definitely always go into the Aussie leg feeling like my boards are pretty dialed.
Adrian's one of the better board hoarders that I know. And I've seen his garage. He's a classic hoarder.
What do you mean? I've only got 10 boards in there.
You know what I was scared too? I was scared with the thickness. That's why I didn't want to order like 10 boards and have the thickness wrong.
Yeah.
Because you know how I go like...
Yeah.
He works with the best surfers in the world, so I'm just like, just do your thing.
2 litres you've gone up.
Is it? Yeah.
22 to 24.
How'd that batch look coming out this week?
I'm not going to tell you that they're not good, am I?
No.
They're
You're
great.
feeling it?
They have
You're feeling it, yeah.
I mean, I feel like when you got good boards, that's like 80% of everything in contest. The whole confidence goes around good boards. So yeah, I mean...
What's that last 20%? This thing here?
or this thing here.
We all get along too. We're all mates. It's not just team rides. We're all mates and stuff, and just happen to make good boards as well. So we all get to hang out for a long time, Once you're on, you're on. Everyone's boards are pretty dialed in, Everyone's ready to rock and roll. We're going to go down now and have a feed at me mate's restaurant, Snowy, the legend. It's legendary for its seafood, and he's a super chef. Yeah, and he's a team rider too, so it works out pretty good for us.
JS is an extremely good human. The boards are just, everything you want. They're fast, they go good, it just helps you. It's just good, awesome boards. Like him and I, do fish surfboard deals, and everyone lives happily ever after. In essence, the seafood game's like a mafia. You got to know the dudes, and I grew up surfing with these dudes and that, so I get great fish and prawns. I get excited by fresh fish, like the stuff you guys are going to eat tonight. Like we got mulloway, we got mahi, we got snapper, and it's all local, line caught. If I can come here and dine and actually drink enough wine to forget I own it, I actually go, it's pretty good at this place, or something like that, you know. Like seafood, you don't get any leeway, you know. You overcook it by a minute or something and it's obvious. If you've got garbage fish, there's not much you can do with it. All the way through. So you get the thickest bit, with a knife you feel it, it's like got a bit of it.
New employee. Hi. Where's your fish from?
Oh, it's JS's fish.
This is JS's.
3 minutes on the pass.
It's extreme quality fish. I'm not saying we're the best cooks in the world, but I will say of all the places I've gone as a guest chef, and I've cooked in every continent pretty well, not the poles and that, but the other ones, Europe, America, South America, wherever, we've got at least the equal to the best seafood in the world right here.
Get in there, get in there. How's this for service, Adrian? Wow.
This is for all the time in the shaping bay.
Yep.
This right here is the perfect shortboard for snapper.
Thank you,
It's
chef.
just the magic board right there.
Thank you, chef.
Yeah. From the moon.
Beautiful.
That's a wrap for the Gold Coast. On the next episode of No Contest, we're in Rip. They really make you feel bad, don't they? The runners. That's a wrap for the Gold Coast. On the next episode of No Contest, we're in Bells Beach for the Rip Curl Pro, the longest running event on the World Championship Tour, and to celebrate the 50-year anniversary of one of surfing's most iconic brands. I hope you packed a wedgie and a jumper. It's gonna get cold.